morning, it's Sean from Max Options Trading. This trade recap's a little delayed. I got really busy last week, but we played all puts, or mostly puts, basically, and we cashed out on it really big. And they all shared a really similar setups. So I decided to just make a video with everything all condensed together. Um, let's see what plays we took. Uh, let's see. Yeah, Bank of America puts there, Goldman Sachs puts there, CVX puts there, multiple puts position, 64%, close out for 100%. CVX puts runner actually close out at 150%, and we also got in Southwest Airline puts there, close at 50% gains on that. Also, Big Daddy Max followed me on this trade, nice 3,600 for one day. A couple call scalps here and there, and then we also just recently opened earlier this week General Electric puts also for this setup. Contracts didn't move as much as I expected it to, but we did still get out for some small profit, 25% gains. We sold out at $2.15 per contract. But let's get started on the setups here. So starting off with a CVX puts here, nice consolidations, 9 and 21 EMA crossover down here, and also looking at the lower time frame, head and shoulders, bearish pattern here, right? Left shoulder head, right shoulder, and lots of selling volume spikes, as you can see on the bottom. Sell volume, sell volume, sell volume, sell volume. Buyers weren't able to reclaim once the set 178 support was invalidated. We broke down, retested, and rejected. Red candle right here, and the downtrend continues. Okay, similar setup as which one was it? Goldman Sachs. Same thing, consolidation up top, declining buying volume as the stock pumps, failed to make new highs, and some sort of a double top head and shoulder pattern here as well. 99 and 21 EMA crossover, same thing. And also, for this one, we didn't see as much selling volume as we wanted to, but it was acceptable for me because we didn't see enough buying pressure. Remember that stocks can always drop on low selling volume, and it can still drop a lot because stocks drops on two things: inactivity and high selling volume. Stock can still drop on low volume due to inactivity, whereas when we're looking at stocks and you're trying to buy calls or get into a long position, you want to make sure there's rising volume, not lower volume, because eventually those type of bounces, we call it dead cat bounces, right? They reverse really quickly to the downside. So that's another GS setup puts right there. LEV, Southwest Airline puts. This one, we didn't get as much consolidation as the past two setups that I just went over. But what can we see here? Prior trend, uptrend, and as we march towards the annual downtrend resistance line, if we zoom out there, we can see the buyers getting weak. And we can simply see that just by looking at the candlesticks. These sizes of the buying candlesticks, they get smaller and smaller, and they get rejected, rejected, rejected. And even when we pump, we may have had a rising volume here. It was shut down really hard by these series of really strong selling volume days here, and eventually we broke back down the 200 EMA and broke this trend line. So when we look at the hourly time frame, broke right down here. And also another thing is that a huge selling candle closed right below this trend line support, as well as the 200 EMA. Let's look at the 15-minute here. This was the first day where we broke down. As you can see, right at open, we see a lot of selling here as well. Not really much buying until really like the midday. There's that. Let's look at another one there. BAC puts. Again, very similar setup. Prior trend, up move, right? Consolidation up top, 9 and 21 crossover, and spike in selling volume. Right over here. spike in selling volume, and we see continuation. Always great to see follow-up volume to whichever side you're trading. Another thing to note is that we made a high here, and then we failed to make a new high here. Instead, we made a new lower high, and then we had made a equal high, and then eventually we made a new lower low. And after that, you can also see all the moving averages cross to the downside as well.